Holy cow, welcome back to Let's Play Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee. I'm gonna need a word of inspiration from you guys. I heard Mosaic Lines. We're in Mosaic Lines, but not for long. As a matter of fact, when you beat either Paramonia or Scribe Mania in this game, you get taken right back into Mosaic Lines so that you can beat the other one. Also, if you beat both of them, you're also taken back here, but when that happens, you'll have a lot more to do. Until then, we can't really do much. There's still these guys here. They'll shoot at you. It's whatever, they can't hurt you. If you were to try to go back into a place you previously beaten, the game won't let you, which is pretty nice, I guess. I mean, if you were to do it by accident, it would be pretty annoying. So thank you, Oddworld inhabitants, for being forward-thinking. Let's check out Scribe Vania.
I had visions of scribes, safe in the wild. How they were before I was a child. Now they're cut, ground, and mashed into little cakes. Scribes destroyed for profit's sake.
Welcome to Scribe Mania. Just like in Paramonia, we get to see the temple in the background. Unfortunately, it's one of the only times we'll be able to see it from here. We won't be having so many background shenanigans like in Paramonia. So Scribe Mania it's very obviously meant to be the second area you're supposed to do because it's easily a lot harder. There's a lot more action involved with it, which can be tricky to pull off. For one thing, that guy is really annoying to get a handle on. You kind of have to be really perfect in your timing and able to blow him up. So you get that done with early, and you got to make sure also not to be blown up by the bomb. We'll also be getting Elm again, but we need to do a couple of intricate, more Slig killings in order to get that done. We're going to be killing a lot of Sligs in this video, so if you're into that, this is definitely going to be the video for you. For example, this guy, he's done. He's dead. Rest in peace. Or not. I don't know if there's a Slig heaven. We never expand upon it. They were never the more religious creatures in this world. This is a trick. At least I think it's supposed to be. Because there's a rock above the place where you pull the lever and you're supposed to think, oh, that's not where I pull the lever because then the rock will fall. But then it's not. I might be overthinking it a bit too much. But pulling that lever gets us here where we can pull another lever in order to get into another well where we can be able to access Elm. A little bit too intricated for my taste, but sure, we can do that. We could have taken out one lever in the equation, but fine. You can't do much with this Slig, so I show off that when you shoot, you can actually back up while shooting. This will turn out to be very important in a very annoying way on into the late game, but until then, see that as just a little neat thing you can do. If you shoot long enough without holding anything, the Slig will move back involuntarily, and that's where things start getting tricky. So now we have Elm again, and he's nice. I don't think I ever mentioned the way the music changes when you ride Elm. It kind of reminds me of when you ride Yoshi in Super Mario World. Speaking of music, I would say that Scribe Mania probably has my second favorite track in the game, and that's a very close competition to the Stockyards earlier on in the game. It's very relaxing and atmospheric and has a lot more melody to it than most other songs in Oddworld do. Now, back in Paramonia, if I'm right, we only ever had to use chant rings once, so they weren't too bad, but in Scribe Mania, they are all over the place. So much so that I honestly am very, very happy to be done with them. Why this is a problem is because, well, as you will see shortly, every time you want to get a new chant ring, you're going to have to repeat the puzzle all over again, instead of the Mudakin just giving it to you. I mean, you did the puzzle already, I don't see why you have to redo it, but here we are. So you have to keep going back and forth to this guy and doing the whole shebang, And this is honestly the worst part of the enchant rings because you have to do it 3 times in one location. One for the above screen, one for this screen, although you could technically skip it if you were to know what the password was beforehand, and one for the screen below us. Gotta make sure you remember what the buttons are. I actually forgot what the... Ooh.
Hello.
We're gonna go back to here. That looks incredibly scary. This room, that screen? Not really room, but screen, was very big deterrent for me when I was younger, just because the 2 mines really scared me.
Okay.
Amazing what simple images can do to the young human brain. I suggest not taking Ellen with you down here just because, and you'll see why in a bit, and why I was super scared of these mines, not just for their looks.
Okay.
This dude tries to kill you! If you didn't use chant rings on those mines, they would have gone straight over to you and have blown you up. That's very mean. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if you managed to get a Slig over to that Mudakin in particular, but really any Pastor Mudakin, and then tried to shoot them, because I mean, they kind of act like regular Mudakins, so I would imagine they would just die, but who knows. If you were to have a Slig in the same room as a Paramite or a Scrab, the game would crash, because that's never supposed to happen, ever. This part's very easy, even though it looks scary. You just kind of have to run. I think it's weird that the music goes all tense in that one moment because there's nothing really chasing you, you just hold forward. I feel really bad when I talk over the transition, so I kind of force myself to stay quiet. I apologize, I'm so sorry. So, as an area, I like Scribe Vania a lot, just in terms of looks and atmosphere and stuff like that. But in terms of puzzle design, I have to say, it's really not the best thing in the world. It feels really artificial compared to Paramonia. For example, if we want to get the honey, we have to blow up all those mines. Well, we're going to need a spirit ring to blow up those mines. But the spirit ring is blocked off by another mine, so in order to get through that mine, we're going to have to get that rock, which is only accessed through some wells. I guess the well part is more natural because that's like native technology, but you can kind of see what I mean. I don't think that in Paramonia there were as many like industrial obstacles just kind of in your way for no particular reason, and so it felt more like an organic puzzle solving thing. I mean, think back to the very beginning of this video where we had to pull like 2 levers for some reason in order to just activate one well. This just seemed to be longer for the sake of being longer. But beyond that, I think Scribe Mania is a really great area, and speaking as someone who has been to places that probably inspired this area, like, I don't know, the National Canyon Parks in Utah or whatever, it reminded me a lot of this place, so, and considering Oddworld inhabitants used to be in California, it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that the inspiration was there. I probably could have said that in fewer words. The bees here are really weird. You need to pull a lever to activate them. Like, you don't even like piss them off by throwing them, you just pull a lever. I don't even know how that works. That got pretty dangerous. Abe got stung a fair amount of times at that point. I think if Abe gets stung, like, I'm gonna like just throw a number out there, like 7 or 8 times, that's when he'll die. Well, that's no more honey for Ellum. We don't have to worry about that ever again. And I know when I say that, it usually means that we will have to worry about it again, but I swear to you, there will be no more honey. If that makes you comfortable. Something I didn't notice about, or think about until now, Scribe Vania also uses a lot more background sligs. So if you like those, have fun. I personally don't like background sligs because I find it very hard to judge when they're gonna shoot you. You just can't tell when they're gonna shoot you or where they're shooting. Sometimes they shoot and completely miss, like that. Now what I'm about to do might piss some people off. I just cheated there. What I did there was basically abuse the fact that Abe has invincibility frames when he jumps into a mine. So the mine touches Abe, but he's invincible, so it just blows up without him getting hurt. What I've essentially done here is just skip another one of these, like I said, more artificial puzzles, where you would have had to have gotten the password from that tablet, gotten the password, said the password to the Mudakin, then went all the way back just to blow up that one mine. It's really nothing like... I think my way is better. I saved this a good 5 minutes of time. I do appreciate the Scribe statues in the background. I think they're really cool. I mean, we didn't really see much info about Paramites and Paramonia except for very subtle hints like the webs. We even got a close-up right there. That was cool. Although it does make me question why we never see Paramites or Scribes in the actual wilderness. I get that the temples are supposed to be like sacred ground nesting areas, but even in the cutscenes before you go into each respective area, you see Paramites and Scribes running around and out here in the wild, so... It's strange that that's just never a thing, although maybe the remake New and Tasty will address it. Hey, there's the temple, hello. Now the temple's gone, and I jumped off because I'm an idiot. This part's really easy, because just like the earlier chase sequence, you just hold forward and jump. I've realized that Elam is really nothing more than just being a vehicle to jump farther. And it kind of depresses me. I feel like there could have been more that could have been done with him that they just couldn't have. Again, the New and Tasty remake might address that sort of thing, and I realize talking about the New and Tasty remake in the future tense kind of dates this video, but what can I do? That went much smoother, except for the part where I almost ran into that mine. What I think is really cool about Scribe Mania is that if you look into the design concept art, they actually take care to make like a dead desert place look actually really alive. A lot of this comes from the fact that you see all these cacti, with all the birds. There's some birds resting around, and even like some of the structures in the background, like those tall towers. It gives you the place that there's more to this than just being just like a regular old desert. This part's just fun just because you get to shoot things. It's a bit of a break after being vulnerable all this time. I figured what was going to happen there was obvious. Really don't possess Slugs as many times as I would have liked in Abe's Oddysee. In Abe's Exodus you do it a ton of times, so that's great. Alright, so this next puzzle, I'm not a fan of it.
Wait.
You have to do things in a very particular order. First of all, because Elam can't sneak, you have to leave him behind, and Abe kind of has to do his own thing. A lot of these puzzles just involve clearing a path for Elam to run through, which again I think is a bit disappointing. And now, going back to the artificiality of these puzzles, it's just a bunch of mines laying around. I mean, would I have liked it better if it was in Rupture Farms? I'm not sure.
Hello.
I guess I just wish we could have seen some more cool environmental things done with Scribe Mania. I mean, especially considering the fact that it's a lot of these big tall canyons that are worn down by erosion. Or not erosion, but like wind, pressure. I'm not a geologist, but you get what I mean. To the right is this guy. So in order to get rid of him, we'll have to actually kill him. But before we do that, we gotta blow up these mines, pull this lever, and then possess the Slig that was sleeping in the first place. If you were to possess the Slig that was sleeping before blowing up the mines, you'd be in a very bad spot, because you can't depossess the Slig without killing him, and you'd essentially be left without a way to kill the Slig that's blocking your way. Thinking about it, I've never really been shot by a Slig while riding Elam. I've never seen that. It's just never happened to me before. So I don't know if that ends up being a unique animation or something like that. I guess that's something to go back to, although to be honest, I don't really want to see Ellum get shot. Ellum gets a very bad rap. The instruction manual says he's very smelly and always unpleasant, even though he, at times, loves Abe. He's just misunderstood. And on that depressing note, we'll actually have to be leaving Ellum here forever. We'll never see him again, and I'm sorry.
Wait.
What a sad Ellum. We'll sing a song for him too. In the PC version, there's actually fireflies here telling you to leave Ellum behind, as if it wasn't obvious. Do I hear... I think I hear... Well, let's just go... Oh. He's not even eating my body. That's weird. So we haven't seen Slugs for a while, huh? I guess we saw them in the Paramonian Temple, but not too many of them. When you die, Ellum's not there anymore. He's gone forever. I just wanted to check and see if that was a thing. So to get through the Slugs, you have to do this intricate series of puzzles. First of all, I'm cheating again, because this sucks. As you can see, what you're supposed to do is recite this password as a mine is floating around all over the room trying to kill you. That's really irritating. Luckily, the password is only 3 whistles, so in any case, I suppose they're forgiving in that sense, but still, it's very stressful, very action-oriented, and like I said, and if you haven't noticed, Scribe Mania has been very action-oriented, more so than Paramonia. And this is the last whistle Simon Says password we have to go through. I think it's 7 whistles? Six whistles. I was very close. In any case, it's definitely the longest one we have to do, so I guess it's fitting as the last one. It's weird that the Slugs make their little death noises when those things blow up, because no one really dies, and I'm a complete idiot and thought this was really funny. Because I'm riding the Slug, and I'm a tiny, and I'm riding this. Okay, sure. Back in Paramonia, I complained about the tablet that was out of the way, and someone in the thread said it's actually describing the temple. Yeah, I'll take that one in the chin. You were right. It is talking about the temples, just like the Scribe Vania one is as well. I still argue that it shouldn't have been so out of the way, though. So in the next screen, we're gonna have to be outrunning a slog and then jumping straight into this portal. Once we jump into this portal, we're going straight into the Scribe Vanian temple. So I'll see you guys there. Hope you enjoyed this video. Watch this scary cutscene. It's not that scary. I thought it was scary as a kid.